Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. Today I have the Starlit Plunderer, a deck concept that I have been working hard on and have been trying to make viable for the past week or so. And I finally gotten it to the point where it works really well. Now there are some key weaknesses that it has, especially against plunder decks with pilfered goods and the black market merchant. So this deck, of course, is centered around the Starlit Seer, who, when you cast a spell, grants the top ally in your deck +1/+1. And so if you go against a plunder deck and they steal those cards, it is really hard to get value out of this card, and you pretty much kill yourself because you're buffing the enemy units. So just be aware of that. One glaring weakness to this deck, and a lot of people are running the Bilgewater plunder decks. So now what this deck has is a lot of spells, and it has a lot of units that can be buffed and have overwhelm. So what we have here are the champions Draven and Sejuani. And the reason I chose Draven was because when he is summoned, or when he strikes, he generates these spinning axes, which are zero-cost burst spells, which the Starlit Seer can use and potentially buff up your units. Now you do need to discard a card in order to use these, but it is not hard to have multiple of these axes that you can just use to generate the others. So we can use those to buff up our units. We also have Omenhawk, we have the Avaros and Hearthguard, who also help generate stronger units, and we have the Shared Spoils. This is a new card from the most recent expansion. This grants the top 3 units in your deck +1/+1, which works really well with the Starlit Seer. Some other things we have in this deck are burst spells that are going to help keep our units alive. So we have Elixir of Iron, we have Take Heart, Bloodsworn Pledge, and we have Fury of the North. We're running 3 Furies of the North. It's really easy to take out units with Fury of the North, a burst spell for mana that gives your units +4/+4. It's really good. So later down the line, we also have some more card draw with the Trifarian Assessor, and it's really easy to have more than one unit on your board with 5+ power. And if the Trifarian Assessor has 5 or plus power, she also counts as a unit, and you'll draw an additional card. We're also running Kato the Arm, who gives his supported ally Overwhelm. We're running 1 Shiraza the Blade, who works really well with Kato. Her, when she deals damage to the Nexus, it's doubled, so that's always good. We're running 1 Urson Spirit Walker, and I have considered putting more than 1 in this deck. It's completely possible that a later version will have 2. But the reason why this guy is so good is because when you plunder, he is a Stormclaw Urson. And other allies with 5 or more power have Overwhelm, and so it's really easy once you get this guy on the board and you have a ton of buff units in order to just finish the game off. So we're also running 1 Reckoning, which is a good way to clear off the enemy board, especially if they've got a lot of pesky little units and your units are buffed, and you can keep most of the units on your side of the board. And finally, of course, Sejuani, who levels up from damaging the enemy Nexus 5 different times this round. Now this isn't that hard with this deck. One more thing to note, we have the Crimson Disciple. I really like the Crimson Disciple. I've said this before in plunder decks because she's really easy to help generate the plunder abilities, simply because she can activate it both on attacking rounds and on defending rounds if she blocks into a weaker unit. We also have Transfusion for her in order to, we can use this to buff up our other units, or if we need to plunder immediately, we can use it on the Crimson Disciple and get 2 damage onto the enemy Nexus whenever, because it's a burst speed spell. Anyway, that's about it for this deck. It has been super fun. Once again, be careful of Bilgewater plunder decks because those will completely destroy you. You have a very little chance of beating those decks unless you're absolutely incredibly lucky. So anyway, enjoy this video today. It's super fun, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.
vermin!
The dark beckons.
An auspicious season! This will be a good winter!
They cannot hide. I'll try anyone once. Let me show you what I can do.
These eyes see all!
It's too late for you.
Blessed by snow and stars!
Look what you did. Shadow. The Order rewards its faithful.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
Night falls.
We will not stand by.
Let's see what you can do.
This will be a good winter!
To the next life.
Let fury spill from the sky!
Vermin!
You cannot escape.
An auspicious season!